Hello, everyone, and welcome to our latest Jamf and Google webinar. My name is Sam Weiss, and I'm the Alliance Partner Manager for Google at Jamf. Today, we're going to be talking about securing your Apple devices at work with BeyondCorp, powered by Google Cloud Security. If your organization runs on Google and you're looking to secure access to work resources to only approved and compliant Apple devices, you're in the right place to learn how Jamf and Google can help roll out these zero trust practices. And I'm joined today by both Prashant and Usman from Google Cloud, who have both been great partners as Jamf has built, tested, and deployed this solution to our customers. And we're really excited to talk to you about it today. Organizations that thrive on cloud-first collaboration and demand security are choosing Google to help scale their businesses. Now, Google's known for being much more than a search engine. As one of the fastest growing cloud providers, companies are finding Google's full stack of cloud products to be the perfect complement to their user-friendly Apple devices. Businesses of all sizes leverage Google Workspace applications and Google Cloud Identity to power their mobile workforces. And Jamf's complete product portfolio brings the power of Google Workspace to Apple devices without compromising on security or the end user experience. Jamf and Google have partnered for years to make an enterprise Apple experience possible with Google infrastructure. Imagine a brand new employee that needs to get up and running on their brand new MacBook, an iPhone. Thankfully, all they need to know is their work email and password. Jamf and Google take care of the rest. We ensure that the device is zero-touch configured, local Mac accounts are synced with Google Identity, and work applications like Chrome and Google Drive silently install and always stay up to date. And finally, the focus of today's webinar, Jamf can integrate with Google Cloud BeyondCorp to deliver compliant signals. And through this partnership, it's never been easier to ensure that your employees are only accessing corporate data in Google from approved, managed, and compliant Apple devices. Jamf released the first BeyondCorp integration for Mac in early 2022, and our customers loved it. And earlier this year, Jamf became the first and only Google BeyondCorp partner to extend this integration across all managed Apple devices when we added support for iPhone and iPad in both corporate and BYOD configurations. Now, there's been a lot of excitement leading up to this release, and by the end of this webinar, you'll have seen a demo of the end user experience, as well as gotten an under-the-hood look at what powers BeyondCorp Enterprise in context-aware access. But before we do all of that, let's take a moment to examine the powerhouse of security that is Google Cloud. And Google's demonstrated a continued ability to improve and secure the world's internet experience in many ways for both consumers and businesses alike. Prashant is going to walk us through the portfolio of Google Cloud security products, inclusive of BeyondCorp, so we can start to visualize what a Google Cloud connected and secured environment can look like.
Thanks, Sam. Hello, everyone. My name is Prashant Jain. I am part of GCP security product team. I'm responsible for BeyondCop Enterprise. I'm excited to be here today to talk to you about the partnership with Jamf and Google BeyondCop Enterprise. But before we dig into these details, let me take a step back and emphasize that security is a critical part of everything that we do here at Google. In next few slides, you will not just see the innovation and the investment in security, but you will also see the scale at which Google products provide safety and security to our customers. A quick introduction to some of the Google security products. Chronicle Security Operations Suite now combines best of Google Cloud. Cloud scale data ingestion and analytics, lightning fast search, context-rich investigations, and rich automation. This makes threat detection, investigation, and response more proactive and outcome-driven. Mandiant is recognized as the worldwide authority in threat intelligence and expertise. WebRisk is a Google Cloud service that lets client applications check URLs against Google's constantly updated list of unsafe web resources. Recapture is more than picking out images with certain objects. It uses advanced risk analysis engine and adaptive key challenges to keep malicious software from engaging in abusive activities on your website. Security Command Center is Google's centralized vulnerability and threat reporting service. It helps you strengthen your security posture by evaluating your security and data attack surface. Last but not the least is BeyondCorp Enterprise. BeyondCorp Enterprise is a zero trust platform which allows your employees and extended workforce to access applications in cloud or on-prem and work from anywhere without traditional remote-based VPN. Few examples of the scale at which Google protects its users and partners. 4 billion devices running Chrome are protected daily against malware and other attacks. We protect 2.5 billion Gmail inboxes against phishing and spam. Google pioneered many security concepts over the years. One you might be familiar with is called BeyondCop. It's Google's zero trust approach to enterprise security. We published the paper for the world to see in 2015. And that's what started a whole zero trust transformation trend in the enterprise. The second is a concept called secure enterprise browsing. Since 2017, we have been building BeyondCop zero trust concept directly into the Chrome browser to make it super simple for IT admins to control access to applications, mitigate data exfiltration, and protect users from malware and phishing attacks. Let's quickly go over some of the examples of these capabilities. Zero trust access. With Chrome supplying detailed security posture about the user and the devices that they are using, IT administrators can set up policies to control the exact conditions in which user can access these sensitive applications. For example, user may only access salesforce.com if they are on a device with enterprise certificate. Second is data loss prevention. As users upload, download, print, and perform different tasks on the data that they have access to, IT administrators can set up policies to monitor, warn, or block users from performing any of these actions based on different contextual conditions. For example, user is only allowed to download data from Google Drive when they are on a corporate-owned device. Malware and phishing prevention is very important to a lot of our customers. We have built a full pipeline, including reputation check, static analysis, dynamic analysis using cloud sandboxing to detect and block zero-day attacks on these users. This should give IT administrators the confidence that their users and devices are not compromised, which could in turn save the enterprises from any data exfiltration risk. This also protects users from real-time threats while they are working on the web. Security insights and analytics is a critical piece of your overall security strategy. You can't control and save what you can't see. It's a cliche, but it is really true as well. With Chrome now, you can collect detailed telemetry on security-related events, such as potential data exfiltration, insider threats, and application access. These events can be analyzed directly or forwarded to other SIEMs like Chronicle or Splunk. Extension security and management. Chrome is a powerful application platform that has more than 250,000 extensions in the Chrome Web Store. With that many extensions and approximately 200,000 developers actively using them, it's no wonder IT administrators want to have a very clear visibility into what types of extensions are being used, how they are being used, what type of resources these extensions have access to. And this is exactly the control that is provided by the Chrome. And then they can also force install or force block these extensions. We all realize the way we work has evolved, especially over the last few years due to pandemic. Research has shown that close to 50% of the workers are now on a hybrid work schedule, which means they're working from outside the office almost half the time. And 29% of the workers are fully remote, never really going to an office. Today, workers are spending over 70% of their time in the browser, accessing applications and data that's required for them to do their job. This puts a lot of constraints on the IT administrators. On one side, they have to meet where their users are, allowing them to access these sensitive apps from managed and unmanaged devices working from anywhere. But at the same time, they want to protect their crown jewels. They want to protect the data. They want to protect the access to these sensitive apps. And that's exactly where BeyondCop helps our customers. So let's start on the left-hand side. This screen shows what are the major components of BeyondCorp enterprise solution. So starting on the left-hand side, it gives users, whether they are full-time employees, contractors, vendors, secure access to applications and resources. As you can see on the right-hand side of the screen, these could be web-based apps, SaaS apps hosted in Google Cloud, third-party clouds, or on-prem. Going back to the left, our agentless approach means no additional software is needed. BC is delivered through Chrome browser, and because we use the browser, you can support this in a seamless fashion on whether it is Windows, Mac, Linux, or Chrome OS. So that makes deployment and adoption easy for admins and end users. Cloud managed profile means we can secure not just the managed devices, but also unmanaged devices with Chrome profiles. And this is key to unblocking the extended workforce use case. We can easily extend threat and data protection to contractors, remote or hybrid employees, even if they are using unmanaged or BYOD devices. BC is built on a backbone of the Google network, so customers can take advantage of our scale, integrated DDoS protection, and they can work reliably from anywhere. With more than 150 edge locations and availability in over 200 countries and territories, your experience will be same, even if you are logging in from South Bay or South Africa. The Google Cloud protects and proxies traffic from our users and allow customers to enforce context-aware policies to authorize access. Policies can be determined and configured by the customer based on granular attributes such as user, roles, device information, whether they are using 2FA, geolocation, and so on. In addition to all of that, customers may use partner signals as well for a lot of these context-aware policies. And this is where we not only democratize ability of customers to use any signals, but allow customers to leverage their investment in their security stack and in the vendors they have chosen. So as an example here, what we are discussing today, if customer has Jamf and customer can use any of the signals from Jamf, whether device is managed or compliant, for their context-aware access. I'm very excited that customers can use Jamf signals, whether it is a desktop device or a mobile device. And those signals can be now used for context-aware access as well as context-aware data protection. So I will be passing it back to Sam to talk about all these exciting development and technical details. Over to you, Sam. Thank you.
Thanks, Prashant. As you heard, Google thinks holistically about the secure end user experience. And for enterprises that have invested in third-party security tools like Jamf, Google offers integration patterns to bring these signals into Google Cloud. This democracy of security brings Google Zero Trust to life from the device level and is exactly where Jamf comes in. Admins like yourself have relied on Jamf Pro for years to manage and secure their Apple devices, and now it's more tightly integrated with Google to drive security outcomes. We released BeyondCorp support for the Mac in early 2022 and recently added in iOS and iPadOS support in Jamf Pro 10.45 just a few weeks ago. This means that you are able to use Jamf Pro to power context-aware access rules in Google Workspace and Google Cloud for all of your managed Apple devices. And it's simple too. Leveraging the power of Jamf Smart Groups, organizations can define exactly what compliance means to them. Great things can start to happen for the admin and end user experience when you can start to secure that access with BeyondCorp and Jamf. And there's three that I want to touch on today. The first is that BeyondCorp can be an important part of many organizations' trusted access journey. Now, trusted access is Jamf's vision of how management, security, and identity should all fit together to deliver the most secure and delightful zero trust experience for Apple users. Trusted access is not a prescriptive set of technologies or workflows, and it's going to look a little bit different for every organization. So those of you with Google Cloud resources may very well consider BeyondCorp to be a critical path on your trusted access journey. The second major BeyondCorp benefit to organizations that are heavily invested in Google is that it gives the flexibility to use a third-party MDM like Jamf that's focused on the Apple platform without giving up the great security controls built into Google Cloud and Google Workspace. Now, Google's MDM platform is great for Chromebook and Android, and we suggest that you use it for those platforms. But for Apple, a different level of care and attention is required to help scale deployments, and it's what Jamf has done better than anyone for years. Now organizations have the flexibility to pair Jamf with context-aware access and truly have the best of both worlds. And our final point really builds on the last one, which is that we believe Jamf Pro and integration with BeyondCorp for context-aware access is one of the best ways to do Apple BYOD in a Google environment. And if you've been wanting to offer Apple's new BYOD capabilities with the slick account-driven user enrollment process, but needed a few more security controls in place, then you're in luck, because this is one powerful way to do that. Allow users to enroll their personal devices using Apple's new native enrollment options found in the Settings app in literally every up-to-date iOS device. And it provides a really slick experience with Google Workspace Identity Federation to Apple Business Manager, enrollment to Jamf, and then registration with BeyondCorp. I want to walk you through this user journey and call out the components that allow context-aware access to work with Jamf and Apple devices. This is a simplified graphic, and Usman is going to share something more comprehensive in just one slide. But from the left side, the device needs to first be Jamf managed. This Mac or iOS device needs to be enrolled either through automated enrollment or another method, such as account-driven user enrollment. After the device is initially configured, the user takes a step to register the Jamf managed device with their Google-associated credentials. On Mac, this flow occurs through Google Chrome. And on iOS, the registration is handled by Jamf's self-service app. We'll show this in just a moment. The device's compliance status is defined by a Jamf Smart Group. When a device falls into the compliance Smart Group, Jamf tells Google that the device is compliant. And when the device falls out of the compliance Smart Group, Jamf tells Google that the device is no longer compliant. The compliance status factors into every Google authentication that's being protected by a context-aware access policy. So regardless if the user is trying to authenticate to Gmail, Google Drive, GCP, or other applications, Google has the ability to correlate device compliance with that login. Usman will share a bit more about the signal flow and configuration options within BeyondCorp.
Hello, folks. My name is Usman Qureshi. I'm a partner solutions consultant here at Google Cloud. In the previous slide, you saw how Jamf shares device signals with Google, how the policy then allows or denies the user from accessing a resource based on the health of the device. In this slide, we go under the hood and get the details on how the policies work, how the rule sets work. At the end of the day, we all are trying to protect the resources. Showing on the right side of the slide, these resources might be hosted on Google Cloud, on premises, or on any other cloud provider. We are then protecting these resources with Google BeyondCorp Enterprise. At a high level, Google BeyondCorp Enterprise allows organizations like yourselves to ensure that only trusted users from compliant machines or computers are accessing organizational resources. In order to protect the resources with BeyondCorp Enterprise, or BCE, we have a robust rules or policy engine and a policy enforcement point. Policy is configured and enforced across various points, such as IAP, or Identity Aware Proxy, Cloud IAM, or Cloud Identity and Access Management, VPC-SC, or VPC Service Control, or Cloud Identity. IAP lets you establish a central authorization layer for applications accessed via HTTPS. So you can use an application level access control model instead of relying on a network level firewall. So that's the policy enforcement side of the house. On the rules side, that's where Access Context Manager comes into play. So Access Context Manager's purpose is to describe the desired rules. Access Context Manager allows your org admins to define fine-grained, attribute-based access control for your protected resources. Access Context Manager, or ACM, lets you reduce the size of the privileged network and move to a model where endpoints do not carry ambient authority based on the network. As part of Access Context Manager, you have access levels that essentially describe the requirements for the request. Examples include, is this device coming from the right IP address, user identity, device type, operating system? In this case of Jamf, is this device compliant? In addition to BeyondCorp Enterprise or BCE, since these apps are accessed via Google's front end, think of Google's front end as a highly scalable load balancer that provides DDoS protection, redundancy, and failover that comes with our global network. So now from the left side, when the user tries to access the resources that are protected by BeyondCorp Enterprise, all requirements are checked against the rule and enforced by the policy engine. And if the requirements are met, then the user is allowed to access the resource that is protected by BCE. Thank you.
To help you visualize what this means for your users, here's a demonstration of context-aware access working on an iOS device that's already been onboarded through account-driven user enrollment. You'll see the user attempts to log into Gmail using their Google credentials and is advised that they need to continue registering their device through self-service to establish that user device trust necessary for Zero Trust. The user navigates to self-service, finds the compliance section, and simply registers with Google. They will then find it easy to access Gmail on their next attempt. We're really excited about this new capability with Google in Jamf Pro, and we hope your users find it a helpful balance of secure and user-friendly. And as a reminder, this integration builds off our existing macOS integration, which works nearly identical, with the subtle change of a device's user registration being handled by an extension in the Chrome browser, rather than self-service. But the intent, setup, and experience remains exactly the same, as you can see in this video. To use context-aware access with a third-party signal provider like Jamf requires specific licensing from either Google Workspace or Google Cloud. And if you have any questions, please reach out to your Google FSR for more information or view the KBase articles referenced at the bottom of this screen. If you're looking for more resources to take your next Google integration step, visit jamf.com/integrations/Google. Specifically in regards to BeyondCorp, we have a solution brief available. The documentation for this integration is available at learn.jamf.com. Our configuration video is available on Jamf's new YouTube channel under Training and Support. And we have 2 other video resources similar to this webinar. And as always, please reach out to your Jamf and Google account teams for more assistance if needed.